Okay, everybody, welcome at our sparkling conversations for this week, where we want to say yes to joy together. Maybe you really get a spark this week that can help you to experience joy on a different level. Today's subject is Plan to be Kind, and Delicia Baben is our speaker.
Okay, kindness is one of my pet things in life because I really think people can just be kind. It doesn't take much effort. So I've been doing a bit of a study about it, and it's very interesting when you start reading about kindness and the effects it has on people. My old 2001 Oxford Dictionary of English defines kindness as being friendly, generous, and considerate. Interesting, they want all three before it is classified as kindness. So all those conditions are required for kindness to be present. You can be friendly and not kind, or you can be generous or considerate, but still not kind. So when we become aware of all three conditions being present, that's when we feel the pleasure of real kindness. Why is it important? And this is the scientific facts. Kindness releases feel-good hormones. So doing nice things for others boosts your serotonin levels, which is your neurotransmitter responsible for feelings of satisfaction and well-being. Similar to exercise, you release endorphins. So in my life, I definitely prefer being kind to doing exercise. Kindness eases anxiety. This can be mild nervousness. It can even be a severe panic attack. If you become aware of being anxious, you can use meditation, you can use exercise, you can use prescription medication, or one of the most inexpensive, easiest ways of doing a little bit of de-stressing is to do something kind for someone. Even a small thing makes a big difference. And most of us have experienced this the other way around. If you experience an unexpected kindness, doesn't that just cause a huge, happy, warm feeling? So it's good for your heart, not just that warm feeling that I've just mentioned. It's also about the actual chemical balance in your heart. Kindness releases the hormone oxytocin. Now, if any of you want to know why that's important, this causes the release of a chemical called nitric oxide in your blood vessel, which dilates the blood vessels. So you really feel a warm feeling. And then it also reduces your blood pressure, and therefore it's cardioprotective, because if your blood pressure is lower, your heart muscle can function better. It can help you live longer. You might shake your head at this one, but there's science to back this up. You're at greater risk of heart disease if you don't have a strong network of family and friends. When you are kind to other people, you develop strong, meaningful relationships and friendships. So go ahead and make friends. It's definitely a known fact that people that are lonely and isolated die on average younger than the other people. This is because they don't have any of these hormones. They've got no reason to live. So kindness brings you into a space where you can build relationships. It reduces stress, walks hand in hand with eases anxiety. So we help others. It takes you out of yourself. If you're in a space where you're very worried about something and your mind is stuck, there's nothing better than going out and doing something for somebody. It breaks away from the stressors in your own life, and it obviously makes you better equipped to deal with stress because you find a way that you can reduce stress in your life. It prevents illness because inflammation in your body is associated with all sorts of health problems. This is big things such as diabetes and cancer. Also, normal migraines often just links back to an inflammation process. According to a study of adults between the ages of 57 and 85, volunteering for charities manifested the strongest association with low levels of inflammation. This also brings you back to that oxytocin release that we saw earlier on. How do I show kindness to other people? It's very simple. Firstly, you must be aware that there's an opportunity. If you are going through life looking at your cell phone the whole time or busy in your own mind the whole time, you're not even going to be aware of people around you. One of my friends have started taking bottles of iced water in her car. Whenever she drives somewhere, she's got iced water in her car because she noticed that the guys standing next to the road don't have access to fresh cold water. Now, if she wasn't aware enough to notice this, she wouldn't have seen this opportunity to be kind. And how kind is that for someone that stands in the sun the whole day to get a bottle of iced water? We cannot be judgmental. If you start thinking about what that guy is going to do with the food that you're giving him, you're missing the point. You give from your place of kindness. What they do with it is up to them. That's their side of the story. Your side is just recognize the opportunity and be kind. Act. You cannot be kind by just thinking of things. Awareness without action cannot be kindness. We all know about things that are going wrong. We all know of people that are suffering. We all know of our friends that are going through tough times. If you don't do something about it, it's not kindness. It's just a thought. Then kindness has to be unconditional. That also brings you back again to the judgment side of things. But if you really want to be kind, it has to be without conditions or expectation of reward. Otherwise, you take the positive feelings out of it. If you are giving someone something and now you sit and wait for something to come back, where's the joy in that? You've just taken away all the positivity of it. So the real reward for kindness is your inner positivity rather than external reward or recognition. Treat others the way you want to be treated. Kindness to others does not mean anything big or life-changing. Often it's those small things. It's someone touching your hand, it's someone helping you carry something. Sometimes it's just a smile at the right time. The great thing is that it's not difficult. The Dalai Lama said a very interesting quote, this one, be kind whenever possible. It is always possible. There are two different ways in which kindness manifests itself. Firstly, and the easy one, is showing kindness to others. Secondly, and much less consistently, showing kindness to ourselves. Being kind to yourself is not just a nice idea. It's an essential form of self-care and a vital foundation for sustained kindness to others. You cannot be good to other people if you don't have resources to be good to other people. And how do you get those resources? You look after yourself. In an airplane, what is the first thing that air hostess tells you? Always, before you put oxygen on anybody else, you put it on yourself. Kindness works like that. Often when you work with people, it becomes apparent that they're so strongly committed to taking care of everyone and everything around them, they've forgotten to take care of themselves. They try so hard looking after others that they don't have their own oxygen mask on. And that's when you reach breaking point. And that's where so many people nowadays are suffering from diseases such as burnout, road rage, all those things can be brought back to how have you been looking after yourself. So how do you do it? Be aware of yourself. Same as kindness to others, be aware. What do you need? How often are you talking to yourself negatively? The one voice, the one friend that you have with you always is your self-talk. What are you talking to yourself about? Are you telling yourself how unsatisfactory you're doing things? Are you recognizing the things that you're good at? Are you consciously recognizing the positive things about yourself? Mindfully, we get back to mindfulness. Generosity. Be generous with yourself. Don't feel that you're selfish if you go and sit in the sun for 15 minutes and have a cup of coffee and tell the kids they can see you when the long arm of your watch is at the 12, not before that. Because you need to give yourself time just to disconnect from everybody and everything to be able to give them again when they get back to it. A lot of people have a huge challenge with this. They're not comfortable with it. Avoid comparison. The minute you start looking at other people's lives, your own life looks very, very pale in comparison. Because weirdly enough, the natural way of comparing is not down, it's always up. We always want more. We never want less. So don't fall into comparison trap. Be mindfully grateful for that is in your life at the moment. That's being kind to yourself because you have what you have. Then recharging, please guys, take time out. If you're an introvert, as apparently 70% of people are, remember after working or socializing with people, after giving yourself to others, you'll need quiet time alone. And please, if you are involved in Brightstar, you're giving a lot of your own energy and a lot of your own kindness away on a daily basis. When are you recharging? So why should we plan to be kind? Because kindness might just be, I like the way they say this, the secret sauce to a healthy, happy life. Don't take my word for it, try it. Kindness is not a feeling, it's an action. That's the most important thing to be aware of. You can't be kind in your head. You can be kind in your head also, but it's only kindness when there's an action linked to it. Being kind is not about how you feel, it's about what you do. It's also sometimes just in the way that you speak to people. It doesn't even have to be anything larger than that. And also Galatians 5:22-23, the fruits of the Spirit, kindness is one of them. So the real question shouldn't be, why should you plan to be kind? It should be, why should you not plan to be kind?